What's up guys, my name is Aaron and this is going to be my review of Waking at Dawn by Roy Woods. This is the first album by Roy Woods. He's on OVO Sound Records, Drake's label. He's kind of like a singer slash rapper, kind of like Party Next Door, Drake, The Weeknd, Jeremiah, Ray Lanez, guys like that. He kind of has their same type of sound, very dark, moody R&B music. I just haven't really listened to him at all. I've heard his Skirt remix and I've heard a couple of his songs here and there. The song Drama featuring Drake. I don't think he was bad, but he just didn't really do enough to kind of warrant me to kind of listen to more of his projects, more of his songs. So he's just kind of there to me. When I heard about this album, I wasn't really that excited. And yeah, this kind of confirmed what I thought. I feel like the production was dark mostly, but there were some parts where it kind of got a little bit lighter and a little bit more upbeat. And those parts were more interesting to me. Sonic Boom, that kind of sounds like a Weeknd song from the Thursday era. Very trip, kind of has a horror movie like kind of aesthetic because it has this kind of like random screaming throughout the track, and then the production is pretty trippy. And then Why kind of sounds like a Post Malone song, kind of a dark minimalistic song with a trap beat. But my favorite songs tended to be the ones that were more upbeat and a little bit more light. Gwan, Big Up Yourself, I like that song a lot. It has like this really light, playful Caribbean vibe to it, and I can really see it being played at like a club or like kind of like at night or something like that. It's very like kind of positive feeling and very like upbeat, and I like his singing on that type of song. And then I like the song You Love It. It's kind of like a throwback to early 2000s R&B hip hop production, and it has like these like pianos on it, and I like how he sings on the song too. The songs that I thought were a little bit more upbeat, I liked more. I felt like the kind of the darker, moodier songs didn't really fit how he sang that well, even though some of them were kind of decent. I feel like Roy Woods has a really great use of melody. He's pretty young, I think he's like 20 years old, but I feel like he already has a pretty good grasp on what's catchy and what's not, and he knows how to make a really good song like pop out. I feel like he's like a pretty decent songwriter. On Down Girl is kind of like anthemic, how he's singing about this girl and stuff like that, and I really like the vocal line that he provides to the song, very catchy. You Love It, I like how he kind of raps on the verses and then kind of mixes that up with the singing on the hook. I really like that type of vibe, and I feel like I like him like more playful, kind of more accustomed to his age because he's kind of young. And then on Gwan, Big Up Yourself, I like the Caribbean dialect that he puts on in the song. Just again, very playful, and I like him when he's doing a little bit more light songs with a little bit more lighter subject matter. I feel like he's better when he isn't trying as hard to sing very like powerfully and very like stand out. I feel like he's better when he's kind of like in his own type of lane. Kind of like The Dream, how he sings kind of more accustomed to his voice, and I feel like this guy is better when he does that. But kind of one of the bigger problems with this album is that I don't feel like he's that strong of a singer just yet. He kind of reminds me of The Weeknd and Michael Jackson, but he's just not as good as either one of those people. On the song Switch, he has this kind of like smooth criminal effect to how he sings on the song, and it just doesn't work for me. I feel like it kind of comes off as a carbon copy of what Michael Jackson was doing on that track. On Sonic Boom, like I said earlier, he sounds like The Weeknd Thursday era, but he just doesn't sound as good as him. He just kind of comes off as a copy. The same thing with Got Me. He kind of sounds like a mix of Michael Jackson and The Weeknd, but again, kind of to lesser extent, he's just not as good as them. I feel like whenever he does like kind of like the lighter songs or the songs that don't really require that much vocal dexterity or whatever, I feel like he comes across better. I feel like he's like 70% of the way there to, you know, kind of making songs that kind of require more vocal dexterity. But I feel like he needs like a vocal coach or somebody to kind of work with him on his voice to get there. I feel like he's 70% of the way there right now, but I feel like he can kind of get better. And I feel like with time, I feel like he will. And then I felt like this album kind of felt kind of insignificant. I feel like most of the songs were just kind of like retreads of stuff that you already heard, just pretty much about girls or about like struggling to be successful or like trying to maintain his success. There really wasn't anything for me to gravitate towards like lyrically or thematically. It was just kind of blah, and it just kind of went in one ear and just went out the other ear. And then I kind of feel the same way about the production too. Like it wasn't bad by any means, but I feel like I don't think I'm gonna be listening to this in like a month or two. I feel like outside of Gwan, Big Up Yourself, I feel like I'm not gonna really listen to any of these songs. Like I just feel like it's not kind of sustainable or like kind of significant music that you need to listen to. It's just kind of in the lower end of that R&B music with trap and hip hop influences. Overall, I didn't think it was a bad album, but it was just kind of like average to mediocre album to me. I do think that there was some decent production, particularly the more like upbeat songs, and I do like his use of melody. I feel like he has a good grasp on what's catchy and what's not, and I feel like he's gonna be a pretty good songwriter in the future. Things that I think that he should work on is like his singing. I feel like he needs a more distinctive or more stronger voice, and I feel like he needs a vocal coach to kind of work with him on his singing. And I feel like this album doesn't hold a lot of weight to me. I feel like it's kind of insignificant in the R&B, trap, hip-hop influenced songs. I feel like this is kind of in the lower echelon of that type of music. Overall, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Would understand people liking this music if you do like that type of music, but I feel like it was just kind of mediocre to me, and probably just be waiting for Party Next Door to come out with something else, because this didn't really do a lot for me. But what did you guys think? Did you like the album? Did you hate the album? Let me know in the comments what you thoughts, and thanks for watching. Thanks guys. Bye.